Well, hi there, this is Dave Dubeau. Welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. For our business breakthrough, we've got a special guest expert, Sheila Chartrand, one of our very valued Diamond members, who was also with us on the recent Diamond cruise. So we'll hear from her about her business experience. For the real estate tip, I'm going to share with you a tip that I used a lot, especially when I was doing my 18 flips in 18 months, to make multiple offers on the same deal. And for our Mindset Minute, I'm going to share with you some great tips that I've gotten from the book Blink from Malcolm Gladwell. Stay tuned. All right, so here we are with this week's guest expert, Sheila Chartrand. Sheila, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, thank you.
So Sheila's going to share with us a business breakthrough, one of her success tips for how her and her husband have grown their business to be as successful as it is today. So Sheila, what do you have to share with us?
I think for any business, your reputation is extremely important. With us, what we tend to do always, as well as with each customer, each and every single customer, we treat them as VIPs, where you give them that special attention. We do that for everybody. It does create a lot of repeat business for us. And sometimes, though, despite the best planning, sometimes hiccups occur within your business. And I believe you have to have the professionalism as well to make things right. If something goes wrong, you have to make it right for your customer. And at the end of the day, you're happy, your customer's happy, and that's what's extremely important as well in our business.
So what are some ideas for going that extra mile like you guys do? How do you find those little things that you do above and beyond that really make that huge difference?
Again, by making your customers feel special, we take that one-on-one time with them. In the nature of our business, we cater to our clientele, cater to their needs, and we pay a lot of attention to detail, where it's one-stop shopping. We look after everything for you. And our customers really appreciate that, where it's basically one phone call to us or a personal meeting with us, and they don't have to worry. Word is gold, it should be, and that's part of the strong reputation that you want to have. I also feel that communication is key as well, where you need to keep up that communication with your customer no matter what.
Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you, my pleasure.
All right, so for this week's real estate tip, I want to talk to you about a unique strategy that I really find is a big competitive advantage when you're making offers on properties. And that is making multiple offers on the same property. So typically what happens when a real estate investor is dealing with a home seller, especially like a FSBO or something like that, a private deal, quite often they're going in for a lowball offer and that's it. And it's kind of a take it or leave it. Here, Mr. Seller, I'll pay you X amount. It's usually kind of an insultingly low amount or quite a low amount. Ticks the seller off, and the negotiations stop right there, unless it's just one of those 1 in 100 situations where the seller is so desperate they'll take you up on that lowball offer. That's what most investors do. I suggest you do something different. And the trick that I like to do is I like to make 3 or maybe 4 different offers on the very same property. So you say, Dave, how do you do that? Well, it's you're looking at different scenarios, different ways that you can be creative about buying that person's property and solving their problem. So the mindset behind this, I'm going to be getting this much more in depth in this month's exclusive Diamond webinar, which is happening, I believe, this Thursday. Yeah, looking at Wagner because he takes care of that. We're going to be going much more in depth than that. But the mindset behind that is you want to go from a yes-no decision where the seller is just basically deciding, do I want to do business with this guy or not? Will I accept his offer or not? To going to a mindset where the seller's going, like kind of like a kid in a candy store. Wow, look at all these different offers. Which one works best for me? Much better to get them thinking about which one versus yes or no. That's the mindset behind doing multiple offers on the same property. All right, so for this week's Mindset Minute, I want to talk to you about a book that I just recently read called Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. Very, very sharp Canadian writer, actually. This book's been around for several years, but it's the first time I read it. And basically, again, I really like Gladwell's books. They're very, very smart, but fun and interesting to read. They're an enjoyable read. This one is all about what he calls rapid cognition. So making quick decisions, quick judgments. And a lot of us, we're taught, it's kind of grown up in society, that we want to get all of the facts, all of the information, get it all on the table, study it, really look at it really, really hard, and then make a decision. What Malcolm's talking about in this is the fact that that quite often doesn't work well. So it's talking about rapid cognition, thin slicing experience, really getting to the essence of the matter and being able to make quick, good decisions on the spur of the moment. He also talks a lot about how we let that screw up, how we screw up with that as well. So there are times when we should be making our decisions a lot faster, it would work better for us. There are also many times when our initial decision is the wrong one, and he goes into great depth about when and how to improve your rapid cognition skills. Highly recommend it. Great book, easy read. This is the book I took with me on the Diamond Cruise. Reading it on the big boat, it was a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. Pick up your copy. All right, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. What's going on? Well, my good friend Darren Weeks has something very, very exciting going on, especially if you are a Rich Dad fan. Darren has convinced Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad himself, to come to Canada for a 6-city book tour to promote his new book. Why A students work for C students and B students work for the government. Kind of a weird title, but a very, very important book. You've got an opportunity to see Robert Kiyosaki live, get a free copy of his book signed by him, and if you are a Canadian Profits member, you get a half price off your tickets. Or if you're not a member, you can become one and get half price tickets as well. So check it all out. It's richdadincanada.com. Again, richdadincanada.com. That's being put on by Darren Weeks and Fast Track. I'll be at the event in Vancouver. I believe it's on May the 30th. So if you're in and around Vancouver and you're there, make sure to say hi. I'd love to see you. And let's find out what new things Robert Kiyosaki has to show us about creating financial freedom. Take care. Talk to you next week.